Hey, it's a Humble Collector here, and today's video we're going to take a look at the 4-panel death card of Georg Blenk. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. So panel 1 here says, "It is better to die in war than to abandon the fatherland to destruction." And then moving to the interior of the card, we have this really awesome full-page photo of Georg here with his sword, or his saber, I should say. And then moving to the top of panel 3 here, "In pious and prayerful remembrance of the virtuous young man, Georg Blenk, farmer's son from Penzling, soldier in the 7th Light Horse Regiment, and finished in the 13th Bavarian Infantry Regiment, 3rd Company, who died a hero's death for his fatherland on September 30th, 1914, near St. Quentin in France at the age of 24. So yeah, this is actually, we don't do World War I cards very often on this channel, but not only is this a really interesting World War I card, it is a cavalry card, which you do not see very often. So Georg probably served in the lead up to World War I in the cavalry, and then at some point during his wartime service was transferred over to the infantry, or perhaps volunteered to join the infantry. Because obviously as World War I progressed, cavalry tactics started to fall out of favor, and of course you had a lot of cavalrymen that end up transferring to other units. The Red Baron's probably the most famous example of this. He was in the cavalry in the early part of the war, and then transferred to the Flying Corps, and of course became, probably the most famous ace of the entire conflict. But so something similar might have happened to Georg here, where after being in the cavalry for a while, he requested transfer to the infantry to see more action. And it appears that he was killed during the Battle of the St. Quentin Canal. So the Battle of St. Quentin Canal was an Entente offensive launched on September 29th to break the Hindenburg Line. And this assault was preceded by an absolutely massive artillery bombardment. Apparently somewhere in the neighborhood of 1 million shells were fired in preparation for the assault. The British, Australian, and American forces that attacked at several points along the canal and would actually be successful in breaching the canal barrier and crossing over. So at some point during that action, whether from the preceding artillery bombardment or perhaps the actual Entente assault of his position, Georg would end up being killed. Moving down to the bottom of the card here, "A faithful heart has stopped beating. The best son and brother is no longer. Our joy has been buried with you. We'll never see each other again in life. Now rest, you noble, loyal soul. Let nothing disturb the rest of your grave until we all meet again one day. Be well, you beloved son and brother." Then moving to panel 4 here, we just have Consummatum Est, which is "It is finished." So yeah, overall, pretty interesting card. And, given that he was in the cavalry, transferred to the infantry, Georg pretty much saw the entire war. I mean, he was killed September 30th, less than 2 months before the war would end. Which unfortunately, I see a lot of cards for guys that were killed in September, October, November of 1918. Just months, weeks, days before World War I ended. And it's really, really always unfortunate seeing cards people killed just right before the end of the war. But yeah, overall, really interesting card. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment down below. Love hearing from you. Thank you all for watching. Happy collecting, and I'll see you all again very soon.